Well, let's get real. We can't go from this to this without cleaning up here. So all of that's got to come out. All of this caca that I've got on the stairwell's got to come out. This beam here that we made a railing out of will actually probably be the backbone beam that's going to get put from there that way. And then as we take flooring joists out, we'll be able to scab them on and set that up. But the big thing that we're working on at this point is getting this organized and figured out. So the red line represents where in the floor is going to disappear. So the idea, as we talked about, is a doorway right here. And a lot of people have talked about the idea that they're afraid that the span and once we cut out is going to be too much. And I agree with you, which is why it is eventually what'll happen is in that corner all the way down will be a post and a beam all the way across and a post. And then most likely what's going to happen is we're going to take, because I want the shelving to exist, because it'll be like 12 feet up. So if we take and we run a saw right straight down through here, we can, at this wall, put another post that goes all the way down, and that would give us a giant area to work with here. Then over on this side, we'd end up with a giant shelf going across here. This, as it becomes a wall, will end up being about 1 foot wide shelving all the way down through. And then the stairwell will end up right about in here, so it'll lift up. But that means that entire section can be permanent storage on the wall towards this direction. So, doorway. Jessie's office area, she no longer does Scentsy. She's phasing it out at this point. She makes more than enough at her job and everything else that Scentsy is no longer a necessity. It's more of a, I don't know, a just because, a hobby. There we go. It went from survival to hobby.
The link is still live though.
Yeah.
So you can still order, I just don't order.
Yeah, so at this point, we're phasing out the Scentsy side of life. We're going to take just the other side of that line and we're going to plastic and we're going to plastic and then we're going to plastic across so that everything on that side of the plastic will be safe from all the dust and the debris and everything as we sort down through it so we can do our construction and deal with it later. But, oh, for the longtime viewers, that will not be a surprise, but for the new people, that's my petrified seagull I found in a furnace when I was like 15 years old. And Jessie thinks it's one of the most disgusting things that I have.
Jawn and skins and things and ugh.
You, sir, are not helping with the current cleaning efforts. Now I have to carry you inside for Mommy to feed you. Yeah, you're not helping. Another episode of me scooching to be able to shoot video with Jessie. I'm not joking. This is me. This is me shooting a video with Jessie. Anyways, you guys have asked about Patreon, and you guys have asked about whether you could help out with the garage rebuild and stuff like that. So we've created an Amazon shopping list of a couple of little things that we need or could use or would be nice. I appreciate everybody that said the attic stair idea, but a unit of that nature cheap is like $450. On the other hand, a little giant knockoff is like $160 and would work perfectly fine and fold up and get out of the way and be usable for other things. So we've put that in the Amazon list. We've put a couple of other things. A bunch of people suggested the idea that we should get one of those old school Johnny jump up type things for Jethro when he's getting older, because we could hang it off the rafters and have the kid bouncing off the rafters. Sounds like a bad 80s comic. So I put one of those in the Amazon list. If somebody wants to sponsor Jethro being able to bounce around off the rafters, you can do that too. But right now, Jessie is working through most of this. She's starting to break down the office because it's not going to exist anymore because she's discontinuing the Scentsy stuff. Over here, I've managed to get 3 out of 5 shelves undone, sorting through my dad's stuff. It's been emotional. I'm not gonna lie there. I'm kind of, you know, it is what it is. I don't cry. I'm one of those guys, but I probably could over this one. I actually I ended up finding a blanket that was saved in bag by my dad from when I was Jethro's age, that actually was in good condition, that we're cleaning up right now, that my dad must have saved. I have no idea when or why or how, but you know, it's those kinds of things that you find when you're dealing with this kind of stuff. So we're gonna get that done. We're gonna get that shelf moved, start breaking down the other shelf, and hopefully we'll be able to see this entire floor ceiling thing, you know, by tomorrow. Like, these are 2 brand spanking new winches that never ended up on projects that we need to sort through. This is a bunch of genealogy stuff left from my dad. I mean, here's a family crest thing left over from my dad. He lived up here for like 13 years, and so still sorting through his stuff there. He's got more stuff there that I'm still sorting through. He really liked these weird tinny things. I don't really know what these are called. John likes this one. It's actually a music box of some sort, and then this is some sort of train thing. But I need to get all of this sorted out and put into storage in the house. And then Jessie over here has been working on getting her stuff moved around. We got Jethro down in here, all nice and warm. And so this is starting to move that direction while sorting out what's going to trash and going to Goodwill and all that kind of stuff. And then over in here, this has got to go this way a little bit. These are going to go downstairs in order to swap out a bunch of really old fluorescent lights in our basement that need to come out. So we're going to repurpose those. And like I said, over here in the hallway, it's going to be hoarder hallway. I can't get around it. I need to use this for storage while we shift everything over. I want to use these for storage because they need to go away. So if I use them for storage, then eventually I'm going to deliberately rip them apart in order to get rid of them. And just to close out the video, there's my dad, there's me when I was a little older than John. And there's something that a lot of you guys that comment on videos and decide to be negative, start memorizing this sign, because this is what I live by, even if I am on the poor side. Well, here's something you don't see very often nowadays. It's an entire collection of cufflinks that my dad had. He was a school teacher and insisted on wearing real cufflinks on a bunch of things. And also tie clips, including my favorite, which was a mechanical pencil that actually functioned. I always thought that was pretty cool. We'll set these aside just because they're family heirlooms, not because they're actually worth anything. Hey, look, we found pictures of me the same age. He doesn't look like me at all. You know, black eyes, weird nose. Yeah, not at all. Oh, for the car people, when I was growing up, let's see if we can find it here. Right there. This was my dad's car when I was John's age. I miss that thing. I have all kinds of memories of being in the back seat while my dad drove in methods that my mom didn't like. For those asking why there's been no winter content, well, this would probably be the reason. You can't exactly ice race when everything is wet. That's a giant puddle across underneath where the trampoline is. The pond is currently covered in about 4 inches of rainwater, and all of this snow will be gone probably in about 12 hours from now. 3.5 hours later, all of this will be gone within the next hour or so. That's a foot deep worth of pure straight water. Everything is gone. A little bit hard to go and get motivated to go over there and dig out the ice racer. You know, maybe in February? Man, don't you hate it when the site advisor just keeps screaming at you about nonsense? I mean, poor John's over here working his butt off trying to take down all of the license plates that we put up here. And he's making sure to put them in order into the tote so that we don't have to spend another 2.5 hours sorting them like the first time. Because that kind of sucked, didn't it? Man, talk about a site advisor that just screams about nothing. Hey, you know, here, go, yeah. Alright, we're going to see if the co-host in my arms will decide to stay quiet for the end of this video. He just woke up, he's a tad bit hangry, but mommy is trying like hell to finish what she's doing. So we're going to flip this around, walk you through, and show you we got a whole bunch moved. We're all at the point of sick of the dust, so I'm going to come up here by myself later and move out all the rugs and everything. And Jethro's been living next to a fan at the upstairs, so he's been fine, but John's had enough. Hi. John has taken down everything on the wall. We've got everything cleaned out here. All of those are in their storage location. If we come out here, all of that shelving is gone. We follow the wall back around. All of that shelving is gone. Now, over here, we have Jesse's area that, holy cow, you cleaned out a lot. Okay, well, so all of that's gotten cleaned out, organized, whatever. I think we're on trash bag number 9 for this entire situation.
I'll be on number 3 in a minute.
You're on number 3, so let's see. You're on number 3, I'm on 4, and I think there's 2 more in the house. So, yeah, that equals 9. I can almost do math. Alright, so this table of stuff is going to end up moved around and everything so that we can fit the tarp from there to that post and then over to this wall. But over in here, we have the Hoarderville hallway. This is not going to stay. This is temporary. We're going to build permanent long-term storage eventually once we get the lift in. But we've got that moved over into here. We've got all the license plates right there to put up after this is all done. An entire tote of lawn tractor drive pulleys. All of the sanding supplies and things over in here. And there we go. So most likely the next video will be us working on probably trying to see if this door frame and everything will come out and starting to tear this wall out and then building the next wall. Meh. Oh, did you want to say bye-bye? No, do the hand wave. Do the hand wave. The bye-bye. Whoa, okay. Well, anyways, we managed to finish 3 minutes without him screaming at us, so I guess we're going to say bye-bye. Sorry, guys.